First thing to notice here, you don't have to step out wide in order to toss this flash. Risk dying there. But you get info that there's no one there. So, interesting thing here is that by immediately rotating, if there was a guy like around the corner or something like that, they could probably hear you leaving, and they could just like walk onto site. So you guys have surrendered A site at this point. This is a little odd. Normally I just go up the other rope to make sure I can trade this Reyna. Luckily no one swings. I wouldn't take my knife out here. So you sort of swing this without saying anything. It's not the worst, but like if you had coordinated this with the Reyna, you definitely could have tossed the Reyna eye first.
There's one more mid. Cypher was there, I lit him.
So at this point, you've already surrendered all of A, so this is pretty dangerous. You should have your gun out. Could be here. Could be behind this box. You didn't clear your angles. These jump spots are good. The technique for them, there is a way to do this completely silently. I would probably run like a little bit more this way so you're not running as downhill. You want to make sure you stop fully before you run to make sure that the first steps are silent.
Upstairs.
KSP main still.
Just stay put, stay put.
Yeah, I also wouldn't run right here. That like changes the angle of the jump spot. But you can do that one silent.
One more.
Alright, here, I don't know if I actually like you pushing forward here into mid. If you think about it, like they have a lot of pressure here, but if you come here and they actually fight you, this is basically a 3v1. You're not in a position that you can trade or fight with this Clove at all. So you just feel like you're in a 2vx, but you're not actually, unless you're all the way up here. So like, if you're thinking of it in terms of time, they only have 40 seconds left. If they go B, they have to fight through 3 enemies. So like, that'd be a 3v3 plus defender's advantage. That'd be pretty good for your team. The only problems really come in if they come A. And if they come A, like, if they come through here, that's great because Clove can sort of help, but if Clove dies, then like you lose control of mid. I would rather just surrender mid. This map is called Split because your defenders, I think, are normally expected to surrender mid, like slowly, but eventually give it up. And then the defenders are split up between these two sites. So I would actually be thinking about maybe playing over here or playing up here. Trying to think about like, because it's unlikely that there's an enemy already here. If there's an enemy already here, your guys are kind of already doomed anyway. So I would think about like trying to play some angle on this side, and then if they do come A, then you can hear the rotation and give that information early. Maybe even stall them a bit or get a free pick as one like comes by while you're playing some weird angle, like maybe like behind this box or something, watching the rope rotation. But if you fight this angle, then either you'll die immediately because you only have 10 life, and then they'll have A for free, or like this is not like a great fight angle. You're at angle disadvantage because you're closer to this. Like they could have 3 people here. This is just generally not a good fight. Also, you're completely exposed here, so if someone could just easily knife you if they wanted to.
30 seconds left.
This is also kind of scary, like when you turn away, like they can swing in the moment, the instant that you turned away. Because notice that you didn't like back up to cover before you turned here, you just sort of like turn your camera even though you're still exposed. And this is extremely dangerous to pull your knife out. There could just be a guy standing here waiting for like information. Like they could just be taking B heaven and maybe they're going to come back A now that they killed Clove because you guys have lost info mid. But the most dangerous thing you can do is push here because if you die, once again, it's
they're going to be
3v1 on site. Nice, you cleared right. There could very likely be a lurker here. So tight left is pretty common. Behind this box is pretty common.
One enemy remaining.
Alright, you got lucky. There's no lurker.
Spike down B. 10 seconds
Alright,
left.
got the pizzas.
Just live. She can't.
Last player
Red.
standing.
She has no time. Just don't die.
Red, where are you?
Just a regular SMG round.
Yeah, it's a good round. We're buying full armor, so just the best gun you can get with full armor is fine. You could think about trying to play an angle that you can do with the stinger. Like, that's more effective with the stinger, but it's fine.
Actually go back B.
Let's just chill a little bit on it because we have all B main control.
So with this information, like, it's very likely that they're heavy stack A right now. But you only have 2 people on A because everyone like left.
Nothing was ramen either.
Nothing's A main. They're lurking. They're in their spawn. Oh.
So like you guys seem very surprised that there's 5 here and you only have 2 people on A, even though you guys had all of this information.
Five.
You guys wasted the info.
That nade hits a lot.
I think that was a good flash.
That nade hits a lot.
Yeah, I don't think I hit your arena. That's good. Wait, did that guy actually turn
That
it?
nade hits a lot.
Oh, the Cypher accidentally turned the flash. Interesting. Good job. I don't know if the right click, the ADS is actually good here on the Stinger. I don't think you need it, but done. Got it done.
I get it.
No prisoners.
So here, watching your Reyna, like your Reyna looks like she's ready to fight with her Spectre out. So rather than jump spotting, I'd probably be ready with my Stinger. This is just a bad angle for the Stinger though. Maybe I'd be ready with a flash or something like that. Just some way to try to support her. She's gonna peek the angle first.
One's our mid. They're defaulting. Weird again.
I like that you don't overswing that.
I'm smoked off ropes.
So instead of saying I'm smoked off ropes, it might be hard for them to understand what that implies for them. Because they have to be like, okay, if he's smoked off, it was Skye that talked. If they're smoked off ropes, that means that probably they can come mid to B. So instead, I would probably just say, like, I'm smoked off and they might go, like, B heaven. They might go, like, male. So that way, like, they immediately know what direction to respect.
In mid. Up male.
Pushing heaven.
Unlucky timing.
Up male.
Pushing heaven.
Trying to think if it'd be better.
2 mid.
I'm smoked off ropes.
So I think with this Cypher cage, I might actually just touch the cage and back off to like force them to respect your swing. Because you never touch the cage, they know that you're never even close enough to like touch the cage the second time to swing out at them. So that lets them push B heaven without any concern at all.
In mid. Up
Yeah, I would touch the cage, maybe even toss a flash. Like, I don't know.
Heaven.
This one's a little bit scary because you're not tucked. So this sort of, it reminds you of like how at the start of round you like to step into the open and toss the flash. You could also have like done this when you were like fully tucked, like behind, like here for instance. Or you can even step out of the smoke on this side and then toss that flash before you step through.
Up male.
Pushing heaven.
Because like in the moment that you step backwards, then like that removes this chance that Reyna can push in before the smoke expires. Fine, that was your save round. Alright, so you know Phoenix is here. Yeah, this is the moment that you talked about in your in the thread. So like because you know Phoenix is here, it's very likely that like since they know you're here that they're gonna flash this corner. So they probably don't know that you're on top of this box, but they probably know that you're somewhere like watching ramp at least. So like I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with this. You could also like knowing that Phoenix is here, you could also even mentally prepare like, hey, if I hear the flash start, I'm gonna turn it. But even so, like this, the way this Reyna is set up, like I don't think you ever really had a chance, unless the Reyna also got flashed. Also, I think the enemies, I don't know how predictable like the 5 push was, like the fast rush. But if you think that it's predictable, this is also a spot that you have no way to retreat. Like you could also just play more passive and back off. I'm not saying it's the right choice, but it is an option. I'm trying to think like what weapons they had last round. Last round, how much money did they have? I can't remember the money. But assume that they had a decent amount of money, like this is like a fair rifle round. Like there's nothing inherently wrong with going for an advantaged fight either. I guess Skye is more valuable on the retake. Thinking about like your agent, like if you were like Cypher, maybe it's fine to sort of fight to the death there. But as someone like Skye, maybe it's more valuable for you to be alive for retake. You've played ramp now many times, so they might expect it. They know you like to flash for info.
It's me, man. They're gonna get KO ult and or that Altus probably.
Okay, we were.
So if we know he's gonna KO ult, the Cypher should get off site.
They gonna capture.
You have your gun out here, they could be here.
Just whatever. Let him do it on a save.
So because you have a shorty, when you jump spot, I would jump spot with the knife out. Because you don't want them to know that you have a shorty.
It's one mid.
Raina's mid. Heard the high heel.
Couple mid. They might commit on.
Nice try. Dang, 132. Yeah, she's doing this very weird. Like she like shift walked it. Unlucky.
Nice try.
You know what we should.
Oh.
Alright, spy round again. So, as the initiator on your team, like when it comes to defensive like strats, like if you want to run a play like at the start of round, it's usually up to the initiator. So it's like, oh, I want to flash A, can someone swing with me? Or like, oh, I want to like flash out B and like let's take some space. Like unlike Lotus, like you don't have to do it. But it's just like if so anyone were to call a play, it should be you, if that makes sense. Like instead of just flash for info, you could also get aggressive, like do like a 3-man sort of like quick push and then fast rotate if there's no one there.
Mid some.
I'm gonna keep watching him in.
Heard the Cypher trip here. Trying to think like what you could do differently here. Like you feel like you have to fast rotate, you're very loud here. So like if you look at where your teammates are, there's 2 people in B heaven right now. I don't know what that means for mid. So I guess this is fine that you're pinching here. I probably would not go this loud just because it gives them the exact timing of when you're gonna peek. I also wouldn't go this high. So like just like people jiggle angles before they commit, I might also just jiggle this because I know that if I'm on a rope, I'm at severe disadvantage in any sort of fight in the space. So I might just jiggle, just head peek it and then drop. Yeah, this is rough. Also in general, I think I usually tend to take the further rope, just like always. Same thing with like, anytime there's 2 ropes, I tend to take the further rope because it decreases the angles that are easy for them to play. Like if the Cypher's like in some weird off angle here that only sees this 1 rope, that's like more unlikely, I guess, than the angle that he played, which is a lot safer for him.
Point and break it.
You flash this so much, at this point they might just think like, oh, she just flashes it every round, we can just hide from the flash. So actually, I'm not sure about rotating here. Just because, like, what are you going to do if they actually come B?
Pushing up into Mel, probably.
I know exactly where.
Spike down mid.
My turn.
Run! She's gonna kill us! Run!
Going B.
So I guess it did force them to use some utility.
Yeah, we have
So it wasn't completely wasted. All the res.
No way.
Spike planted.
Run! She's gonna.
Like, this is so rough for you guys. I almost wonder, like, if you know that heavy mid, like, I think I saw 3 question marks there, whether you should just run straight to site and then try to get into B main before they make it to heaven. Because I think that gives you, that's like a higher percentage play than coming here. Because, like, this is the expected spot for you to be. Like they're gonna use util to screw you over if you come here. And they expect people on site as well. I know B-main's like very far though. But you might have had time if you were like full running it with your Sheriff out.
I know exactly when.
Yeah, especially with that. Like that stalls them a bit too.
Run! She's gonna kill us! Run!
I guess the Cypher would have scanned you though. But it would have made them have to respect more. Because like having you guys here, they don't have to respect anything. They know they can just run straight to site. If you were like main or something like that, they have to respect like a lot more.
So good.
Should buy around.
One M in.
It's mid array. No,
Two M in. Lots M in.
Awkward bird.
Lots M in.
I wonder if you could have been rotating while you're trying to control that still. I know it's like hard, but it's part of being Skye. I would not slow down here. So you guys are... Instinctively, I would just be running and trying to help fight because I know my Cypher's fighting. If Cypher's fighting alone, I know that's strictly worse than if both of us are fighting at the same time. Looking at the higher-lower rule, like they have more people. So that means that it's your time to take risks and try to get aggressive before they have time to set up. But I would be pushing through here, thinking about how to get through the smoke, trying to swing out. As soon as the Cypher kicks contact, I'd be stepping out.
One health.
One hell.
Oh, flank.
Standing.
So because you guys didn't like take more space, like you guys surrendered space instead, like they actually could have easily just like completely rotated around the rest of the map and planted, and this Reyna could have killed you anytime she wanted. Whereas if you push forward, then it removes the chance of flankers. It reduces the chance that they can rotate out. Because all three of you were out here. Like when you're at disadvantage, you want to try to make up for it by taking risks and taking an advantage elsewhere. So it's good that you're mixing it up. I don't know if you messed up that bird or not. So like there was 1 round or 2 round, I think, that the enemy like played quiet, but I think they were still like 5 shift walking in one area and not peeking. So like if you could hear any sound, it's probably like fast rotate is probably the reaction. I guess they did have a lurker the other round. Slowing down's not the thing here. Same as last time. 2v4 you gotta push. So like any info you have, you know there's at least 2 on site. That means that there's at most 2 ramps. So you guys can get a 2v2 off here. At worst. But if you wait, now they can come around screens, come around back of like spawn. This just gives them time to set up. And after they finish this plant, then they have 4 players again. Since you didn't group up, now you're looking for 1v1 at best. Which is still good for you. But if you were doubled up with your Clove here, you could have had a 2v1 on this Reyna. Didn't really respect this angle, but it's fine. The way you clear this doesn't look that clean. With the pre-aim and step, like you were out here and then you swung back to here. It's a little odd. And then you swung out again before you even checked the corner. Made a step, made another step. I don't know if you fully cleared that angle either. Let's try.
one hell.
Low time here, you gotta go.
Player standing.
Okay, it was wild for swinging while your thing was out. Guess he had a flash though.
I hear a lot.
You can't just say I hear a lot because your teammates might not know who's talking. So you should probably just say like where they are, like lot B main or lot mid. I find it interesting that you don't fight. So with this flash, I would expect you to run forward and try to capitalize on that flash. Like you have 3 people mid here. It's very favorable. I'll get ready to flash again here because they're going to be trying to cover the Clove. I should Clove blocked it though.
We don't have to give her. Just gotta go for a kill here. We don't have to give her.
So they knife through B main. KO swings out. You see Reyna as well?
Gotta go for a kill here. We don't have to give her.
No, just cow. But it's fine. I don't know if there's trying to think. Like another option is you could just surrender B site because you know the spike is here. But if you do that, then you have to really push out and take all this space. But the way your Clove smoked makes it hard for you to take that as an option. I think it's fine.
Went out on B.
Stairs.
If you win that fight, the round just goes the other way.
A few footsteps B, maybe 3, 4.
I mean, this team likes to rush. I think the comms were good though. They could be slightly more concise, but I think overall they were very good.
Give up.
So you have a sheriff. I don't know if I would actually back off here, because if you get pushed back to spawn, then you're just going to be smoked off. Like with a closer range, well, like sheriff is like people think of it as a long range gun, but it's not that great at long range. Like you really need to get that first billet and get that kill from closer range. Here you're exposed on two sides now, which is rough. I would probably stand like here. But like now your team is fighting and you're not in a position to help out. Like luckily they didn't smoke you off. I don't know why.
Cypher's gonna be late.
Yeah, rafters.
Planted.
Yeah, rafters.
Planted.
Nice, the Cypher came through mid to be. That's good though. Since you didn't have like a real gun, I think dogging is good.
Cypher's gonna be late.
I'm trying to think like how different this fight would be if you guys were taking the fight from here instead. The Cypher is up heaven. That means that you would at this point would have to push forward to fight with the Raze now. This Clove probably should be coming and fighting with their gun. So you guys probably would get some sort of like, you'd shoot from this side, they'd try to swing around this way, Clove could shoot him from the side. Maybe Raze could help out. And then this fight would resolve faster. Everyone on site would be dead at this point. Either you guys would win it or you'd lose, and then the Cypher would pop out heaven. But because you guys took so long here, that buys time for the enemy Cypher to get here.
Yeah, rafter.
I think it's fine, you reacted to the footsteps pretty fast. Upgrade pistol. It's last round.
Joke's over. You're dead.
So you flashed so you knew they would be main, and then Phoenix ulted so you know that like you've lost heaven. So at this point you've completely surrendered the site. So at this point you're like basically saying like let's play retake. You completely surrendered this. Like I think it's like fine.
Smoked off.
But let's just make sure you play it properly. Gun's in the smoke, I think. Gotta be careful where you put the barrel of the gun. So Cypher's here, you know one's heaven. Cypher's dead. You gotta be ready to trade here.
Enemy remaining.
It's fun.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, I think this is fun. The only thing is like, since you were in front, maybe it's better if you swing first instead of having Clove swing first, because you can't see what your Clove is doing. If you're the person in the front, then you can go wide, and then the person behind you can't line up with you no matter what. Because if they see you go wide, they won't also go wide. But since you don't know if Clove went wide or not, like you ended up almost lining up with them.
Cypher.
You're not holding A on this peak, are you?
Cypher.
You pressed A really quickly after the peak. Probably commit more to
One
the
trip.
this strafe.
That was in the trip, right?
Crosshair kind of low compared to head level. I feel like it kind of is.
Probably. Yeah.
Reyna's now.
So you guys have made a ton of noise here, and the way the enemy team plays is they just basically just hit the site that they made noise at. So I would think
Yeah,
about
just go
how to
quiet. We're
rotate.
smoked. We can't go out now. It's fine.
Because they might already be pushed out all the way A, they could be sewer already, maybe in your spawn. I think sewer is more likely. You guys have just walked away here. This Cypher still has to pop these one ways. People hate rotating. People are lazy.
Watching
One's
here.
tucked ramp. Two male.
You guys are sneaking in, but your Raze isn't even part of the play yet. So when you guys go in, there's probably going to be at least 2 here. Let's see.
One male.
Might be able to shoot that knife.
One male.
That's a good flash. You're like a little bit late swinging with it. Not sure what you're waiting for. I would just go for the plant here. The longer you wait, the harder it'll be. Like your team already has 2 kills here.
Outside, outside.
I guess your Clove is smoking, so they weren't protecting you.
Fuck, we have one.
Did you win or lose that round? You won that one.
And then I heard like a small noise from
What are you
and
buying?
I was like, what the fuck was that?
For this money, you could have armor
I have
rifle.
you
It's
up
not
on
the
my other
worst.
monitor,
That's
I'm
funny.
So
Let's see.
in. I just
Oh,
forgot.
this is fine
I
too.
was like, what?
Full armor is also good here. Half armor is like if you're really think you're gonna win, and then you want to also be competitive the following rounds. For half armor rifle, but you be low util.
I had to turn your streams volume.
This more guarantees this round.
Pay attention to my game otherwise.
Whoa. Okay, so normally I expect you to jump behind this corner and then dog up.
There's the whole time.
Good try hitting the knife. What's your ammo on this reload? The reload for 21 bullets? I think you have to help clear sight. So like this Raze needs a trade. Like she's so far up, no one can trade her. This Clove needs a trade. If there's like someone hell or someone tight rafter or under.
Bullets.
There was one there. This is good. I would go with this right now.
One's
So the way you're moving is like as if you're not with a teammate. So like you're blocking like this sort of main sight line so that your Reyna can't see. Because when you're in front, usually you want to be the one out wide. So that way you can adjust based on stuff and you would be on this sight line.
Mail, you're gonna get shot in the side of the
Yeah,
head.
you're like sort of moving in a way as if you didn't have a teammate with you. So this is good here. So you're holding this angle for your Reyna. Reyna clears. But you turn away and you sort of ditch her right here. So she happens to turn around and look. But like, there's no reason to turn around here. You have 2 teammates in heaven. There's no possible way enemies can be here. You shouldn't be turned around yet until you're past this corner.
One enemy remaining.
It's good you're trying to run over to help your Raze. I probably would have kept running to help her because I hear her reloading. So I'd probably run forward to make sure I can get a trade if the Phoenix is also here. Kind of late. Why would you put the spike there? So no matter what happens on this hit, you guys can't push because the spike's down. You should bring it with you. Technically, maybe Clove should have it because they're going main and main's like a safer route, but they clearly weren't ready to pick it up. You should dog here. You're way too late to dog from this corner. Boombot's just a super budget dog. And why aren't you guys pushing? So this cage only lasts a short amount of time. As soon as Raze... I mean, Raze already tossed Boombot, so you should have been pushing with that. Normally, Raze should be the one entering, but because she's tossing Boombot, she can't. Then she's tossing Blast Back, so that if someone's in this smoke, if they hear a buzz, then she can Blast Back to cancel them in the moment it takes you to turn around. So there's no reason you have to look this way at all. But you guys wait so long that the smoke goes down. And then you should be pushing here to cross this angle and trade in this Raze. So here's the trade here. Kill Ravina while she's healing. But you should have dogged this first anyway. Like right here at 122, I think. Sorry, 125. Like, why are you the one holding this angle? because you do need to use your util. So right here, when Cypher tosses that, you're like, oh shit, like I'm late on my dog already. Because you usually want to start dog and then Cypher will toss that. So here at 125, you'd be here. Dog would be running up. Dog would be heaven. Dogs, or through mail, now dog's heaven. Hits the stuns the Reyna. Like maybe Raze is blast packing at this point. Trading the Reyna off the dog. And then here you would have already caught up as well.
Left side 104, please swinger. No.
So lucky to get the kill, but this could have been a lot cleaner. Saving a life. But yeah, you guys took so long that the enemy team had already rotated.
Going to site just for cyber traps.
Yeah, do that.
Oh, blind.
So they know your whole team is here. Probably think about rotating.
You felt a sight, I say.
So I don't know if there's much value in that flash. Like, there's so much time has passed since that flash that even if you hit them, they'd be unflashed at this point. You didn't clear behind flower box. You know there's 2 on
I
site
don't
now.
see any trips.
Wait, Cypher's there.
I mean, there's a lot of people here. So like at this point your team is split up. If you death ball as 3, you could probably push ropes, go through mid, go B. Or at least trade each other for this clove. I don't think there's any value in you fighting here 1v3. So let's say that you were up here with them, you get a 3v1 here. If you get that kill, B side is completely open. But you lingering back here and fighting, like, you know there's at least 2 on site, if not more. There's Reyna at Spike. You should be carrying it. Like in this comp, I think you make the most sense to carry Spike because you should be the safest as Initiator. Clove with the post-death stuff can like drop smokes if they die, so they can play more risky. Reyna has to entry, Raze has to entry. Cypher probably should be designated lurk, doing whatever the Raze is doing now. And since you'll be slow, since you should be on dog, like you should be the safest to enter onto site. You should have dogged that for them. You should be ready to trade this Reyna. Notice that you're nowhere near this line. You want to watch the line that your teammate's watching. So this is the line, this right here. You always want to be 1 step away from joining this fight. Because she's against the wall, you actually can't join from behind her. So you should be like up right here and just sort of like predicting like how far and how close she is. Or you can be up all the way at this corner. That way, no matter where she is along this line, whether she's like at this angle or like at this angle, if you're up here, then like as soon as the fight breaks out, you can take 1 step and step out into garage and join the fight. Here you're like mega late. You managed to get the shot though.
Down B.
Good flash. You're kind of slow at pushing after though.
Spike down B.
So here, like if you immediately prep flash, toss this, immediately step out. That's like your time to get the gun. Maybe you're waiting to see if they spray it or not. I would not look down at the gun. I would run over it and hold my crosshair here if you think that they crossed. If you don't think they crossed, it's fine. You didn't check left. Unlikely but possible. This flash was kind of a waste. Like that was your last one, so you might as well use it to like take space.
Tripped out. Yeah, it is. I think honestly we go A.
Especially if you're gonna dog anyway. It sort of reminds me of like when people just toss a Sova dart and it's like, yeah, I scanned them. It was a person defending the site that I know that they're defending.
I don't want to get this orb. Ah, fuck it.
I was gonna say you have heal. This is like a little scary how you have no cover when you do this. Like I'd rather that you were like on this side or something like that instead of just in the open here. And you're still like open to flank as well, so you can at least break this sight line with the heal. Because here now you're walking backwards, so if there's sewer, you're like very exposed. falling behind the Cypher. You really need to catch
30
up.
seconds left.
I think they're tight left. I almost wonder if you should be leading. So you're like not quite close enough to trade the Cypher. Like he has time to fully reset. Yeah, I guess it's technically better if you're not leading, but he's like really far away right here. That's what you do after this kill. It's good. Oh, good plant open here. Planting open.
10 seconds
Not planting safe. Sure. Yeah, I guess they're too close to plant open. Let's see if you push. Ooh, nice try. So, like, I see you're trying to isolate a fight here, trying to like not make this too wide. They're both going on this side. What you could do is stand on the other side of sign. So like on this side of it, and then you just hold your angle. So if they turn around and come back this way, you can fight that side. Like once they come out here, like they don't know if you're on site or whether you circled and wrapped on them if they're both here. But you can do a similar thing where you can like jiggle either this side or this side to try to take a fight on one of them. But pretty similar to what you did. But I think the angle is like very slightly better.
Oh, close.
Damn.
Don't let me down now.
Or just like a little bit more surprising. Should take spike. Taking this very dangerous peek on this guy. So if you look at where your crosshair is, like I feel like most people when they play male, they do play this spot. So I would be aimed higher here if you're looking for this fight. And you have angle advantage here. I would probably have shot another burst or two through the box. Box is pretty pinnable. So I'm not a Skye main, but I think the way people usually do these flashes, they aim it at the wall. Because like, or they aim it at the floor here. So they toss it and then they let it slide out. Like not controlling it, they draw their gun and then they pop the flash like after it slides out a bit along the wall to like buy more time. Instead of turning it like a Phoenix flash. This is about confirming your kills. So here like strafe shots, especially after you flash someone, strafe shooting is actually a really good habit to get into. Because like if you shoot a burst and then strafe, you sort of, because you don't know how many people you flashed or like if you flash them or not. So it sort of lets you like in cases like this, you would shoot a burst here, take a strafe right to cut off the Reyna. And then you can now fight the Cypher again, shoot another burst, and then you would get out, you'd strafe again, and then the Reyna wouldn't be able to hit you anymore.
145 Cypher. Fuck.
You're getting a habit of flashing and then immediately strafing. Strafe shooting is better. Yeah, I'm not a Skye main though, so like I'm not sure on that, like charging the flash and stuff like that.
They have unoperated.
But I feel like you can get hands free faster and start drawing your gun earlier.
Yeah.
Wait to flash this.
I think he's probably
Jump spot.
ropes. I heard.
Why are you not just shift walking up? You're like moving in like a very slow, weird way. So you have angle advantage here, so there's not actually a reason you need to be taking fast steps because they'd be closer to that corner than you. So you can just shift walk, or you could even crouch walk if you really wanted to. Like you don't have to take fast steps. Not sure about this, what the point of that jump was. If they peek during that jump, you just die. So you should have already dogged at this point. You're an initiator. So initiator's job is to help take space. So like this, you could dog this. Like you don't have to.
Oh, there's two in there. Fuck.
Like I don't know if I would have dogged just because you can't like do the other side of it. But like you are definitely the one that's most equipped to help take the space. Like it's not your Cypher.
Oh, there's two in there. Fuck.
60 on floor.
I guess you should just at least be ready to trade in that case. I feel like you sort of have a hesitance to pushing. Like you sort of wait until your team like takes everything before you go.
Sounds crazy.
And you're not even using your util to like help enable them that much. I guess you're using your flashes, but not your dog.
One's top.
I wonder if you control your bird too much too. Once again, I'm not a Skye
Ult
player.
out, eh?
Okay, knows about us.
Okay. Just relax.
Wait, Cypher's on a. Cypher and KO on a.
Where's the dog? So you're an initiator, you're not like sentinel. Like you should be the one helping push into site. The Cypher, you should be carrying Spike as well, and Cypher can play off his own trips if he wants to.
Oh, she's default, still here. Nice.
Probably have to clear out main.
Friends, could be B main.
So if this angle, they could already see back corner. The only dangerous thing is main right now. Also, you're exposed to spawn. You don't want to be exposed to both at once. Same thing here, like you turn to face spawn, but you're still exposed to heaven. So I know it's smoked off, but theoretically they can come out rafter and shoot you. It's also very likely to get flashed. Why did he knife when he already ulted? Yep, there's the flash. So normally, like, if you know KOs you, you'd sort of wait to play anti. So you'd wait to hear this flash, ignoring Reyna for here. Like, you hear this flash come out, like, I would, if I was a Cypher, I would stand here and wait for that flash and then swing as soon as the flash pops. But yeah, you were standing so that you're exposed to both spawn and heaven. So you're sort of like doomed no matter what.
Drop.
Oh, Clove couldn't ulti.
Nice.
So too close.
Oops. I gave you Spike Cypher by accident.
So I almost wonder if you should have swung like right now. Because like if they see that cam come out, they're instantly gonna move their crosshair to the cam, or they're gonna ignore the cam and hold their crosshair here. But that is the best timing to swing.
Phoenix is ramp. I think he crossed.
I didn't get spotted there.
Alright, so you learned from last time, you're not holding your crosshair much higher.
Fake.
No, 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 run away. You're gonna hear me, run away.
Swung on low. Since you're lit, I probably wouldn't keep fighting around this soft cover corner, because if you get sprayed just a little more, you'll die. So I'd probably let someone else take it from there. I think about carrying Spike, I think about where I can use my util, like my dog, to get us in.
Maybe?
Yeah. Head him back to mid.
Here, I'm like, why don't you move up here and prepare a dog for your Raze? Like, your Raze clearly wants to do something. Oh, never mind. But especially when you're low, your value to the team should come out of your util.
Can you dog?
Nice dog.
There's one right here. One heaven. He went back to spawn.
You gotta follow fast, otherwise you might get flanked out of sewer.
Both spawn.
120.
So now think about where you can play to hold heaven for your team without putting yourself at risk. So maybe back here in mail, watching an angle like this.
Hey Phoenix, here's his ult. He's gonna ult from spawn.
I'm gonna pick from rafters.
51 to KO. They're both there.
But like the way your crosshair is right here,
He's gonna ult from spawn.
if this KO swings you, you're like not ready for
I'm gonna
him.
pick from rafters.
51 to KO. They're both there.
This is a much better angle.
Over. You're dead.
Well, I'd probably back up even more and watch like maybe use this wall to cut off this angle, perhaps.
Last player
If they're both out, you gotta fight, unfortunately.
Here.
Planted default, so you can't even help fight. This round's lost. So that one, as soon as you knew that both were out on site, I think you had to start fighting immediately. Even if it gives away your position. It's rough. Although then Phoenix ulti. I wonder if you could have requested a buy from your other teammates. A Spectre at least. I feel like you should have swung with that flash. So their first flash of Skye, that announces your presence as like, I am Skye and I am here. It's like, that is like the time to fight. It looks like she was full blinded off it.
Let's fight, let's fight.
120 Phoenix. He's gonna try.
I mean, like, knowing that she's stuck out here too, like, I probably would have started dropping everything as well. Like, maybe ult, maybe dog, just trying to make sure my Cypher can kill this guy.
Spike down.
Falling back here, though, is not great. Like, I also would have thought about using ult here to try to push him back so I can grab the gun and the spike.
I know exactly.
But the longer you wait, the worse it'll get. So it turned into a 1v3 because you didn't take that initial 2v1. Like, you fell back more and more, so I think the guy out was out B main, shooting you in the back. Probably it. Cool. Alright, I'll take a look, see if I can type many notes. Catch you later.